On June 4th, 1942, only 6 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese Imperial Navy launched an attack on Midway Atoll, a small island strategically located 1,000 miles northwest of Honolulu. The Japanese operation, like the earlier attack on Pearl Harbor, sought to eliminate the United States' crucial foothold in the Pacific. Japan hoped that another unsettling defeat would force the U.S. to surrender in the Pacific War and thus ensure Japanese dominance throughout the Pacific. Unknown to the Japanese, American radio men had cracked the Japanese code and deciphered various orders that were dispatched to the Imperial Navy. Intercepted messages became foresight in the upcoming operation, including critical details of the planned day of the battle and positions of Japanese carriers. On the morning of June 4th, the Japanese launched an opening attack with 108 aircraft that resulted in significant damage to U.S. installations at Midway. Although remaining Midway-based aircraft responded with an attack, it was not successful. American carrier-based planes arrived shortly after the initial attack. However, American torpedo bombers separated from dive bombers during the strike, leading to the loss of 36 of the 42 U.S. torpedo bombers to Japanese Zeros. Following the initial attack, Japanese fighters diverted to refuel and rearm aboard their carriers. With all Japanese aircraft grounded aboard carriers, 3 squadrons of SBD Dauntless bombers launched an attack on the unprepared Japanese carrier force. With their defenses down, Japanese forces suffered multiple bomb hits, losing 3 of their 4 carriers. In retaliation, the only remaining Japanese carrier launched its dive bombers, hitting USS Yorktown and leaving her dead in the water. Shortly after the initial blow, the Yorktown was struck again by a second Japanese attack, leaving it severely damaged and forcing the Yorktown's crew to abandon ship. With most of their carrier forces destroyed, the Japanese began a general retreat, with the U.S. in hot pursuit, sinking 1 Japanese heavy cruiser. As attempts were made to salvage Yorktown, both Yorktown and USS Hammond were torpedoed by a Japanese submarine. Hammond sank quickly, leaving the Yorktown to remain for hours, until it too slipped beneath the surface. Thanks to America's signals intelligence, aircraft carrier tactics, and the determination of the pilots and crews, the United States handed Japan a defeat in what would be called the most stunning and decisive blow in the history of naval warfare. Approximately 340 sailors and Marines gave their lives during the Battle of Midway, and every year we honor their sacrifice and tell their story so that we may never forget. America is grateful for their sacrifice.
Thanks to all the Midway veterans who served us through the years.
We know that freedom is not really free.
Thank you for your service, Battle of the Midway veterans.
Thank you for your sacrifices, and you know, we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your leadership, your courage, and your bravery.
Thank you, veterans, for your service and your sacrifice.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I want to thank you for your service during World War II.
Thank you for your service.
We're most fortunate to be living in this country and protected by our armed forces, and we thank you every day.
Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Without you, we wouldn't have our freedom. Thank you very much.